Hello, welcome to my channel. I am so excited today to be doing a walkthrough of the Lilith Tarot, which I have been waiting for some time. This started out as a Kickstarter deck. It is by Travis McHenry. He's done other decks. And I found this on his Etsy shop. I have opened it and kind of looked through it probably for about 5 minutes, but I couldn't wait to share. Let me show you the bag that it came in. Very cool. And so this is the Lilith Tarot. This is the side. It's got those little pull-ups where it's not so hard. Let's see. Bloodstone Studios is the publisher. And this is the back. The truth of Lilith revealed through the tarot. So I'm just going to tell you, this is going to be a chatty, probably longer than usual for me. I have a glass of wine and I want to go over this deck as in depth as I can for you. So the Lilith Tarot is the 78 card deck that explores the mythology of Lilith, from her origins as a Jewish and an Akkadian demon to her modern identity as an icon of female empowerment and the divine feminine. Every card features lush illustrations depicting Lilith's journey from an outcast in the Garden of Eden to her rise as a champion of witches, exiles, and anyone who feels marginalized by mainstream society. And oh, how we need this deck in these times. Occultist Travis McHenry created this deck to help you connect directly with Lilith and the magical energies that have surrounded her for nearly 3,000 years. So, he also did the tarot deck that went mass market. It was an indie deck and it went mass market. It was Martyrs, Magicians, and Madmen. I'm not exactly if it's in that order, but I have that deck and love it. And I also have an oracle deck that he did that I'm going to pair with this. So anyway, big fan of his work. So let's take a look. So that's the inside of the box. And this is the way that it comes. And let's take a look at the guidebook. And I'm going to pull in a little bit the Lilith Tarot. And I'm probably going to be doing some reading here. Bloodstone Studios present. Let me come out a little bit. It's the first limited edition. This is the introduction, which, you know, I feel like it's important to read this so you know what you're getting. The Lilith Tarot was created as a companion deck to the Baphomet Tarot. Okay, I was right. It is Baphomet. Where Baphomet is a spiritual union of male and female energy. This deck embraces the divine feminine. Lilith started her journey as a symbol of untamable chaos, which threatened to overturn the stability of a male-ruled society. Her legend and mythology was distorted to make her an enemy of women and new mothers, when in reality she was their greatest champion. Lilith and female empowerment in general make for an interesting theme in a tarot deck because tarot authors have traditionally used male-dominated imagery in their major and minor arcana. In the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, it is a woman who is blindfolded, left crying on a bed, and then stabbed through with swords. This deck changes all that. Each card becomes a study in female empowerment, encouraging men and women alike to embrace the divine feminine, which everyone has inside of them. Even if you are not quite comfortable allowing the Lilith Tarot to make you feel like a woman, then you'll probably be more inclined to embrace the other core philosophy of this deck, radical rebellion against established order. which I'm glad that he put that in there. This is also, I have male friends that have ordered this deck. It's for either or. We live in a world today which still actively demonizes magic workers, tarot readers, psychics, and anyone who fails to conform to arbitrary standards while daring to question authority. God. Yeah, especially now. Absolutely. Therefore, this tarot deck is not solely for women, but for anyone who seeks the courage to speak their inner truth and embrace their authentic self. This deck is for you. That said, because the Lilith Tarot is geared toward the feminine, the divine feminine, and celebrates the empowerment of women, when selecting a card to represent a male during a reading, you should choose the Emperor or one of the kings in the minor arcana. These will be the most empowered male cards in the deck. The forms of Lilith. Lilith is like a shadow cast across many cultural traditions. While she uses the same name, she wears many different masks. These are not three separate beings, but three evolving faces of the same dark feminine figure. Her identity as a demon, a rebel, and queen of the desert has been layered by centuries of storytelling. And I believe that this is in, let me check my notes. Yes, the stonework panel is currently housed in the British Museum and was created around 1800 BC in Mesopotamia. It has become one of the most famous and well-known depictions of Lilith in her role as Queen of the Night. Okay, so let's go on. But anyway, in Sumerian and Akkadian sources, Lila or Litha are wind or night demons. Later Jewish demonology folds Lilith into this class, a female night demon associated with storms, disease, and sexual predation. By late antiquity and the early Middle Ages, Aramaic incantation bowls and Jewish folklore describe her as a danger to pregnant women and newborns, warded off with amulets and spells. Okay, I want to show you a picture of one of the amulets. This is a picture of the incantation bowl. They would place it under the house to trap Lilith. And it has some kind of writing around it. But anyway, that is our cups, which I think is genius. Okay, Adam's first wife, and I'm sure most of us have heard about that. In the alphabet of Ben Sira, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that right or not. Lilith is cast as Adam's first wife, created from the same earth as he was. She refuses to lie beneath him, claiming equality, and leaves Eden rather than submitting to him. After fleeing, she consorts with demons, births demonic offspring, and is blamed for attacking human children. This combines the old night demon with a new creation myth role. And he incorporates all this into the deck. So, the Queen of the Night. In the Bible, Isaiah 34:14 mentions a mysterious Lilith amid jackals and desert creatures. Later, scholars linked this to Lilith as a spirit of ruins, wilderness, and abandoned places. In modern imagination, she's often merged with the Queen of Night through the Burney relief. A Babylonian plague showed a winged, taloned goddess among owls and lions, long identified by some scholars as Lilith. And of course, this is very controversial, but it does talk about Lilith in the Bible, I believe, as an owl. If the moon is our need for safety, belonging, and emotional nutrients, then Lilith moon is like that part of the psyche who won't submit just to be loved, refuses roles that feel false, remembers what was banished, shamed, or fetished in us. I love this. Astrologers read Black Moon Lilith as radical autonomy, the I would rather exhale myself than betray my truth, a taboo desire and sexuality, especially where erotic power has been demonized, shamed, or projected onto us, exile and demonization, where we've been scapegoated or cast as the problem for breaking silent rules, untamed psychic knowledge, which is gut-level knowing, witchcraft, shadowed intuition that doesn't ask for permission. It's not actually bad, it's just raw. Our black Lilith moon shows the part of us that refuses domestication. Loving all of this. And then it gives you the Lilith in your natal chart. And if you'd like to know what yours is, if you'll comment, I will give it to you. And then we get the Black Moon Lilith spread, which I'm very looking forward to doing. It's this shape here. And then this is our Lilith with the snake, of course. This is the major. It starts with the major arcana. The cards of the major arcana focus on the mythological stories about Lilith and how she has empowered generations of women, magic workers, and outcasts to become their best possible selves. I'm going to show you a big. Or I'm going to read it to you. You look at it and I'm going to read to you what it is. Okay, this is the Roman magical amulet, depicting King Solomon spearing Lilith in 400 AD. Although this deck is focused on the divine feminine, it has plenty of masculine influences as well. King Solomon was often invoked during the late Roman period as a protector against Lilith in her role as a succubus who preyed on men during the night. He appears on numerous cards in the major arcana and throughout the court cards of the minor arcana. His presence adds a layer of Kabbalistic and Solomonic mysticism to the deck, which is an important element of Lilith's lore. Okay. After the fall of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, Lilith is not ashamed of her naked body. Quite the opposite. The cards of the minor arcana are based on the traditional 4 suits. However, the imagery incorporates symbols from the Lilith mythology, including artifacts and animals associated with her. The animals in the deck are the owls, the lions, and the snakes. And the artifacts featured in the deck include ritual items used in Jewish mystical traditions, such as the incantation bowls, the seal of Solomon, the inscribed swords, the carved amulets. The swords in the deck. That is the Ace of Swords. It's an actual sword. This is the Jewish magical sword used by new mothers to ward off Lilith in the 1700s Germany. So, the bowls were lined with incantations, sometimes in Aramaic, sometimes in gibberish writing, designed to trap any evil spirits trying to enter the home. Sometimes dozens of these bowls were placed upside down under the foundation of the house to capture earthly spirits coming from the ground. Theoretically, when displayed upright, these bowls could attract spirits, specifically Lilith, depending on the incantation, therefore serving as kind of a magical invocation tool as well. So to bring in the energy of Lilith instead of warding her off. Okay, so let's look at the cards. I'm going to keep the book here so we can reference back to it. Okay, so it comes in a sturdy box. And this says, he also created a woman from the earth, as he had created Adam himself, and called her Lilith. Adam and Lilith immediately began to fight, and she said, I will not lie below. All right, let's take a look at the cards. This is the back of the cards, which is beautiful. The sides come edged in this gorgeous green. I'm not sure what color green that is, but it's beautiful. It reminds me of a pine green, if that's a color. It is in the mountains, but so these cards don't start off with the Fool. They start off with the Magician, and the Fool, I believe, comes after the World. So here's our Magician. So she has the crown, the horns, all the elements there. The swords, the cups, the wands, and the coins. The earth, fire, air, and water. I love the purple. Oh, I just love it all. This card is amazing. Here we have the Empress. I love this Empress. To me, Lilith is the owl in the part of the mythology. And there's the Empress mother, and she is protecting her baby. I haven't read the guidebook. That's my interpretations. We'll look at the guidebook on some of them. Here's the Emperor, which I'm guessing is Solomon. Here's our Hierophant, and we can see that that is Lilith. So that would be the divine feminine. Here's our Lovers. I love this. I wonder what the book says about the Lovers. Let's just look. The Emperor was King Solomon. I just passed that. Okay. The Lovers. The Lovers, the key word. And this is how much you get in the little book. You get the meanings, and I'll read it. You focus on the picture. The keywords are love and romance, beauty, sex, attraction, and friendship. A man standing between Lilith and his wife. He has his arms around them as they both belong to him. But the two women have other plans and seem to be smitten with each other. While their affection burns bright in red and yellow, the anonymous man practically blends into the background, shrinking away from the action, wrinkled and indistinct. Where the lovers represent harmony and divine union, Lilith arrives as its shadowed twin, asking in a whisper whether true love is best expressed as surrender or sovereignty. As a succubus, she does not merely seduce, she awakens. She draws the soul into the burning orchard of desire, where innocence must die for truth to be born. In this way, she becomes a necessary flame to test the sanctity of union. The Lovers not only reveals who we will choose as a partner, but also what part of ourselves we must to release to hold them. I love that. So we can definitely see that he does just kind of, yeah, he just kind of fades off. And here we have the Chariot. We won't read every card, but I'll be here forever. Here is our Strength card. Love this. I'm just going to look real quick. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm wondering if that's Lilith taking Solomon down. Lilith has regained her strength, pulled King Solomon from his horse, and started squeezing his helmet to crush his head in her hands. And of course, it goes on and on and on with more detail, but yeah. And this, like I say, these cards are just as much for the masculine as the feminine. But this is kind of taking back our power. The Hermit. Beautiful. Notice in this card, or in any cards of hers, she doesn't have a belly button because she wasn't made from the rib. She was made from the earth, just like Adam. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a great Wheel of Fortune. This is Justice. She's holding the scales and holding the skull. Love this. The Hanged Man. Perfect. Death card. Love this Death card. I love all these cards. Temperance. This is probably my favorite card of all. This is the card that is on the box. So, this is her. She has left the garden, and I'm guessing that's Adam and Eve that she's... Let's take a peek at it. The aftermath of Adam and Eve's explosion from the Garden of Eden. Eve has become Adam's replacement wife, made from his rib, and therefore subordinate to him. But Lilith looms larger than life, a woman made from the clay of the earth, and just as powerful and strong as Adam, maybe even stronger. But still, she finds herself bound by human emotions, such as anger, and perhaps even the fear of suddenly being alone in the world. Okay. Great card. And here we have the Tower. It's the Garden of Eden, I'm certain. Yeah, that's Adam and Eve. They've got little leaves. They're covered up there. The Star. Beautiful. I love this artwork. I love this. The moon. There's our jackal and snake and the Lilith moon. Here's the sun. Resurrection. I want to read the book, all the book, but I know I don't have time. The World. I also have some oracles I want to check with pairing it with. And then here's our Fool. This is Lilith standing over Adam because she's like, I don't think so. I'm just as equal as you are. And here is our Ace of Coins, which was the... Okay, so now we're going to look at the minor arcana here. And we have a picture over here to the side. A lot going on over there. So, the minor arcana explores the many symbols, artifacts, and animals associated with Lilith and her mythology. The cards try to demonstrate her philosophy by showing magic workers using the teachings of Lilith in action. The aces embody physical artifacts connected to Lilith. The pages are animal totems, which represent aspects of Lilith. The knights, queens, and kings are attired in the elemental colors of their suit according to the Golden Dawn correspondences. Okay. Our pentacles are going to be the Seal of Solomon here. So there's our Ace of Coins. Our 2. Our 3. The 4. Our 5. The 6. The 7. with our snake there. The 8. The 9. I love it. The 10. Our page. This is where it talks about the animals are being used in the court cards. So there's the page. Here's our knight. Our queen. So the court cards, I think all the coins will be snakes. The king. Okay, let's move to the next suit. This is the incantation bowls with the Aramaic or gibberish inscribed. And then they do have one original one in the museum. So this will be our cup suit. So this is the Ace of Cups. Our 2 of Cups. 3 of Cups. 4 of Cups. And we'll pull a card too. One from the major and one from the minor. The 5 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. Oh, I love that. The 7 of Cups. Eight of Cups. The 9 of Cups. Ten of Cups. Page of Cups. That must be the creature. The Knight of Cups. The Queen of Cups. The King of Cups. Okay, and here is the swords. This is one of the amulets that they would use to ward off a Lilith. Two of Swords. I absolutely love this card. This is great. The Three of Swords, and I'm guessing that is Solomon there. The Four of Swords. Five of Swords. Wow. And the Six of Swords. Okay, instead of being on a boat, she's on like a little plank raft. She's acknowledging her baggage. She's holding it in her hands. She didn't have anybody with her. The Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. Nine of Swords. That would be a nightmare right there. And our Ten of Swords. And then we're going to the Page of Swords. I love this. Knight of Swords. Stunning. Queen of Swords. And this is definitely Queen of Swords energy here. And the King. Ace of Wands. It's a tree, and I love that. Two of Wands. The Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. We have lions in the deck and the wand suit, and I think maybe in the majors too. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. Oh, this is awesome. 10 of Wands. This is the coolest 10 of Wands ever. I love this 10 of Wands. I talk about taking back your divine feminine, the way that they did women, burning them at the stake for craziness. Page of Wands. I mean, for literally being a midwife or trying to heal somebody. Knight of Wands. I love this Knight of Wands too. And Queen of Wands. And the King. Okay. So let's read. I think I've read some majors. Let's read the Five of Cups. Okay, so this is our Five of Cups. Let's see what we got here. Disappointment and loss, which definitely I can really see that. A woman lies on the wooden floor, breath knocked out of her, cups scattered around her like fallen moons. She isn't merely looking at the cups. She's collapsed among them. The cups seem empty and scattered, as if the emotional feast has ended badly. This is the raw, stunned stage of sorrow, when you can't yet rise to gather what's left, yet the cups are still intact and not shattered. That detail quietly keeps the traditional message. There is something salvageable here, once she can sit up and see it. And then at the bottom it gives the Lilith thing behind it. Lilith leaves the garden rather than live beneath Adam. The Five of Cups is the first night after that choice. She has walked out the door, echoed here by the dark doorway, and now lies on the floor, a new, harsher world, realizing all she has lost. The heart must weep for what is gone before it can fully claim what has been gained. So she gained her knowledge and freedom, but right now she is very sad. Let's just look at this. We'll look at the last one here. Let's look at the King of Wands. Meanings: honesty, a dark man, a friendly man, a rider, good news. This king wears the crown, holds the wand of power, and the bonfire shows his elemental command of fire and will. But he is outside, away from court, meeting the raw elemental fire directly. That gives the card a more introspection, almost shamanic twist. This is the king who steps out of the palace to reconsecrate his authority at the altar of fire. The scattered pages suggest laws, decrees, or plans which have now been abandoned. The fallen pages can represent the old scripture that defined women as subordinate. The King of Wands kneels in the act of deciding which beliefs to burn. Lilith's story urges him to let the fire of truth consume any doctrine rooted in fear and control. In the Ten of Wands, fire burned the witch, but here the king faces these purifying flames himself. The bonfire becomes a testing ground for his intentions. Love this. I love how he has put this together. And this is Travis McHenry. This is the author. He is a practicing occultist and the author of more than a dozen tarot and oracle decks. His most recent book, An Occult Guide to the Tarot, rewrote tarot history and set a new standard in quality for tarot guides. His interest in Lilith started when he retranslated the Book of Isaiah using the Dead Sea Scrolls to prove that Lucifer was never considered an analog to Satan. He currently resides in rural Pennsylvania. I would like to read that, so I may see about getting that. Well, the first deck I'm going to use is his deck, The Oracle of Heaven and Hell, which is by Travis McHenry. And this is this one is an indie deck that you can get on Etsy, or probably his. I'm sure he's got a website, but I got mine on Etsy. Now these cards are cool too. They have red gold gilding and the back. That almost looks like the... No, not quite. Okay, so let me give these a little shuffle there. And these are reversible, so you've got one side, the red is like hell, and the black is like heaven. I'm not going to try to pronounce these names because I just couldn't, but they look good together, obviously. So we have the magician with falsehood. So that would just tell you that this is a trickster magician here. And here we have the high priestess, and we have restitution with the heaven angel. Here we have the Empress with purification, which I love this. So yes, these are definitely really good together. So we have the Emperor here with libertines and renegades as the hell part. So this could be an emperor that is trying to be a dictator or control, or you know what's kind of going on now. Here we have the Hierophant with a black magic. We've got the Lovers with undertaking and completing missions. We have the Chariot with intellectual richness. We have Strength with victory. Oh, that was perfect. We have our beautiful Hermit here with longevity. Love that. We have the Wheel of Fortune with perception and revelation. So, okay, I can already tell these are gonna, definitely gonna work with these together. Also thought this is kind of a new oracle deck that's not been out too long. The Lost Oracle. I kind of thought, okay, I had a light just come on. All right. Hello, Lilith. Thank you for joining us. Let's check this out. Trust What Lies Ahead is in the box. And again, this is, you can screenshot it if you need to, because I like to do that. This is the Lost Oracle, and it is mass market. That's the back of the cards, which is a lantern because it's the lost soul. And I already like the way these cards look together. We've already looked at the Wheel of Fortune, so Let's look here. We have justice and harvest of the heart, balance, strength, and vulnerability. So justice is all about balance with the scales. So those work great together. We have the hanged man with lost. Choose joy as your compass. I do believe he is lost. He went down the wrong trail. Okay, here we have death with your potential is ripe. No, death and rebirth. Climb that ladder and get that fruit. No, that's just one. Okay, we have temperance here with papillion. Your courage will be rewarded. Those look really good together, y'all. We have our devil here, which is a Lilith with power and might. Be free from judgment. Wow. I gotta say, I'm loving that. Here we have the tower, which is Adam and Eve here because they've got their little leaves on. This is the tree of knowledge, the tree of life. And over here we have stardust and soil. Opposites attract. Opposites attract for sure, but it can be a not so great thing. Not such a great thing. Or it could be a divine revelation, however you want to read it. There we have the star with pierce the veil, move beyond illusion. Love that. Here we have the moon with enchanted unity. Let animals be your guides. That is perfect. And she has the Lilith moon and she has her animals. The snake and the hyena. Okay, I don't want to take up all the time. I just wanted to see how they look together because I have a couple more decks that I want to look at. Earth and bone. Beautiful teal gilding. And this is the back. So let's take a look here. Let's move the moon card. And let's look here. Okay. So, oh, this may be my favorite pairing. So we have the sun with faith, hope, inspiration, and rejuvenation. Wow. We have resurrection with shelter, spiritual growth, accountability, and healing, which I could definitely go with resurrection perfectly. Here we have the world with the stand, courage, determination, and fearlessness. These cards look beautiful together. Okay, here we have the Fool with specters, discernment, critical thinking, and insight. Wow. I know I keep saying wow, but I gotta find another word. We have the Ace of Coins with adversary, hard work, diligence, and progress. Which, that's what the Ace of Coins is all about, right? Okay, we have Rider with the Two of Coins, movement, quick decisions, and progress. I really like these together. This is probably my favorite. Okay, so we have the Three of Coins with Trinity, which is 3. Balancing decisions, priorities, and adapting to change. I love this. I can't tell you how much I love this. This is fantastic. Four of Coins with ascension, transformation, end of cycle, and beginnings. That kind of reminds me of the Death card. But you could definitely read those two together. We have the Five of Coins with prosperity, wealth, contentment, and abundance. So we have the very opposite over here. The Five of Coins, it looks like they're probably begging to come into church or something. They're outside of the church, which the Five of Coins is about not having enough, feeling left out, going through hard times financially. So, wow. And I said it again. Okay, we have the Six of Coins, surrender, letting go, trust, expansion. So help somebody else and let go of that money. All right, I think we've established that these work great together. This is probably my favorite pairing. Sacred Rebels Oracle by Alana Fairchild, which is mass market. Okay, so we have the Seven of Coins with going beyond normal. They look good together as well. So we have the Nine of Coins with shock of the new. It goes good together. That looks really good together. They almost look similar, don't they? I love it when that happens. Okay. And we have the Ten of Coins with legacy of light. And the Ten of Coins is all about legacy and inheritance and money and family and ancestors. So this is definitely an ancestor card, the legacy of light. So these are going to go really good together as well. And we have the Page of Coins, which is a snake there. Be the hunter, not the hunted. Okay, we have an owl and a snake, which the owl is in her. She's also referred to as an owl as well. Be the hunter, not the hunted. That speaks volumes in itself. Okay, and we have the Knight of Coins with receiving. We have the Queen of Coins with every journey starts with a single step. Yes, Queen. We have the King of Coins. What you want, won't you? We have our Ace of Cups. Follow your own rhythm. Ooh, I really like that. I like those two together. I love the way the color is in this, black and white, and then with the pops of the fruit. Two of Cups, what do you feel? Ooh. A 2 and 2. They're holding cups. She's holding two pieces of fruit. Two of Cups, what do you feel? That goes really good together for a Two of Cups. We have a lot of owls in here. I like that. The Three of Cups, after the storm. After the storm, we celebrate. All right. The Four of Cups, defend to the end, the worthwhile. And there's another owl. I'm loving this deck too. So I've got two decks that I really, really like. So I'm going to try one more because this video is getting really long, which is our little death cards. The backs come like that. They are gilded in gold. So let's see what we have here. So we have the Four of Cups with we are grains of sand. We have the Five of Cups with hold space. And that goes really good together because the Five of Cups is all about sadness and grief. And you just have to hold that space for yourself or have someone to hold that space for you. Here we have the Six of Cups with support. I think these little cards are versatile and goes good with all the tarot decks. The Seven of Cups, passion burns bright. Eight of Cups, rewind and reset. And that's what you do with the Eight of Cups. You just leave that negative energy and rewind and reset. And here we have the Nine of Cups, let it go. And so she's letting all her little cups go there and making her wish. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Okay, so I would probably use these for like after a tarot and oracle reading for like an advice card, I think. And this has been a walkthrough of the beautiful Lilith Tarot. And this is the way that I love this bag. And it's a big bag. The whole box fits in it. The cardstock was amazing, by the way. It's a silk bag on the inside and velvet on the outside. So there we go. A peace out, my friends.